The UCP uses the notwithstanding clause once again,
ensuring these protections can move forward without further court delay or uncertainty,
as it introduces its transgender bill, letting doctors work in the public and private system at the same time.
This will cause wait lists to go up.
Concerns about potential draft health legislation in Alberta. And puppets with a serious purpose.
They go through a series of things that scammers do to try to trick you.
How this show aims to help seniors.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldberg.
Good evening. The provincial government has introduced Bill 9, legislation that targets transgender youth in Alberta. And once again, it used the notwithstanding clause to get around any infringements of charter rights.
First reading of Bill 9, the Protecting Alberta's Children Statutes Amendment Act. Bill 9 will invoke the notwithstanding clause in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
It's the second time this fall session the UCP majority government invoked the clause. Just weeks ago, it was used to end the teachers' strike. Bill 9 bans hormone therapy for children under 16 and gender-affirming surgery under age 18. It requires parental consent for pronoun changes at school, and parents must opt in for sexual health classes. It also blocks trans athletes over 12 from competing in female amateur sport, requiring proof of gender at birth. Premier Danielle Smith says her government is protecting Alberta children and parental rights. Meanwhile, some worry about the mental health fallout for vulnerable youth and the impact of the government turning to the option of last resort twice.
This government does not turn to the notwithstanding clause unless the stakes warrant it. And in this case, the stakes could not be higher.
Every time this Premier talks about these bills, there's a spike in hate crimes. We have seen a massive spike in hate crimes at the university alone, and that this is more people are going to get hurt, more people are going to die. We've got to come together. So thank you.
The ATA says teachers in schools are required to keep vulnerable students safe, but with this overstep in power, there's an increased risk of harm. The Alberta Federation of Labour says it's deeply alarmed the notwithstanding clause has been used again preemptively, calling it a direct attack on human rights. On Thursday afternoon, Queer Citizens United plans to rally outside the provincial office building in downtown Calgary. Two-tier healthcare is coming to Alberta, according to new reporting from the Globe and Mail. Draft legislation obtained by that publication says the province plans to soon allow its physicians to work in both the private and the public sector, a first-of-its-kind parallel model in Canada. The legislation isn't near ready, but as Tim Brooke explains, it's already sparking heated debate.
Alberta will soon allow its physicians working in the public healthcare system to also offer services in the private markets. Right now, it's one or the other. Reporting from the Globe and Mail says the new system will soon be part of the Alberta Healthcare Insurance Act.
I can't speak to specifics of legislation before it gets into the House, but I am always looking for opportunities to make sure that Albertans have increased access to the supports and the resources that they need.
This professor of healthcare policy says it is clearly two-tiered medicine.
It's a major concern for publicly funded healthcare. This will cause wait lists to go up in the public system. The only people that will benefit are those who are fortunate enough to have the money to pay.
Critics worry doctors will make more money working fewer hours in the private system, eventually incentivizing them away from the public one.
Doctors will keep up their wait lists in the public system longer so that people are willing to move over to the private system.
Imagine you are at Canadian Tire getting ready for your winter tires and there is a huge lineup for the cashier. And the manager says, no problem, I'll open a second lane. So they open a second lane, creating two lineups, and there's only one cashier covering both lineups.
So will the Premier commit today to dissolve this legislature and cause an election on this issue?
Well, Mr. Speaker, no. But let me tell you what we will do. We are going to continue to create the very best environment for doctors and specialists to work here.
There are proponents of this system. Some believe the model can streamline care and help certain patients receive treatment in a timely manner, something that doesn't happen enough in Canada. But the idea has been floated and flopped before. Ralph Klein tried the third-way approach in 2006 before dropping it after intense public pushback. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
The federal government could withhold health funding if it finds a province is trying to skirt the Canada Health Act. A spokesperson from the Health Ministry in Ottawa says they are currently speaking with the Smith government and will have more to say when this is tabled. Ophthalmologists are urging the province not to go ahead with plans to let optometrists perform some surgeries and laser eye treatments. Both eye specialists complete an undergrad, but after that, optometrists get a 4-year professional degree, while ophthalmologists get 9 years of medical training. The provincial government says that it's working with the College of Optometrists in Alberta to broaden their scope of practice, which could require first passing some tests. Now, the Canadian Ophthalmological Society says handing over even seemingly minor procedures to optometrists is very unsafe for patients. The UCP has now taken its fight to protect the use of the Progressive Conservative name to court. The UCP is suing its former MLAs Peter Guthrie and Scott Sinclair and Alberta Party leader Lindsay Amatea. The lawsuit seeks to block the changing of the Alberta Party name to the Alberta Progressive Conservative Party. The UCP claims they have owned and used that name since acquiring it after the merger between the PCs and the Wild Rose Party. Guthrie declined our request for an interview today, but has posted a video on social media.
This isn't about trademarks. This isn't about party names, and it certainly isn't about justice. This is about intimidation, and it fits a pattern. From the beginning, the UCP has used threats and intimidation to silence anyone who challenges them.
The lawsuit claims the defendants have engaged in a conspiracy, and it seeks $500,000 in damages. Gina, we had some rain, we had some snow. I'm guessing people should take a little extra time before they head out on their drive tomorrow.
That's probably a good idea, because while conditions and that low pressure system that was over the province is starting to dissipate, we're still going to see temperatures below freezing tomorrow morning. So like Alicia alluded to there, that could result in some slick conditions for the morning commute. But look at all that sunshine that we're going to have back on tap by tomorrow afternoon. That'll help elevate us to a high of 4 degrees above seasonal, and we'll continue to warm up as we get throughout the rest of the work week. I'll have your full 5-day forecast coming up.
Thanks, Gina. A Calgary arts group is tackling cyber fraud and phishing scams in a creative way. The Calgary Animated Object Society is taking a puppet show on the road, entertaining seniors at care homes across the city this week. It's using the art form to demonstrate all the ways scammers can be creative and deceptive. Tyson Fedor reports.
About a dozen seniors were treated to a one-of-a-kind puppet show at the Clover Living Seniors Home in Chinatown.
We realized how pervasive scamming is for seniors, and we thought, wow, puppets have just such a way of talking about things in a way that's really fun.
The play is called Fishing. It's performed by the group Grey Guardians and depicts a crow named Don casting a fishing rod on the side of the dock. He reels in a big catch, a cat named Oscar disguised as a fish.
So I built the crow and the cat, and they have, over the past few weeks, become their own little personalities.
Phishing is where scammers trick you by call, text, or email to share personal information or download malicious malware. And this is the first play that was translated into Mandarin for residents.
I understand that the puppets are just like performers. They're performing a show, and I guess I have to listen to the English, and then I'll do my Chinese part.
According to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, more than 23,000 Canadians have lost $544 million to fraud so far this year.
If they called you, be suspicious. The cost to the scammers is essentially zero. They just need the internet and somewhere in the world and a way to take your money.
For senior Benjamin Au, the show is a great reminder of what you should do if you sense you're being scammed.
I receive email all the time, and I notice the bad part of it, and I didn't pay attention and delete it. And when somebody called me, if the number is not from my own directory, I just don't answer any call at all.
The show will continue on the road, helping as many seniors as possible.
We have plans to do 3 more different plays that cover different topics of scamming, and we're looking to develop a tour that puppeteers can go around and tour to different homes.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
This phishing show will be presented at several other seniors' homes this week before it will be made public in February as part of Block Heater's family programming at the Confluence. Well, the votes are in. Moraine Lake will be featured on Alberta's new license plates. The iconic image in Banff National Park got the most votes in a provincial contest. The new design also features a strong and free motto that the province says reflects Alberta's bold identity, economic strength, and deep-rooted provincial pride. The new look will be available next year. An Alberta man faces charges for recording people in fitting rooms. He was caught while getting video in 2 Calgary shopping centres.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
An emotional reunion unfolded at the Calgary airport for a Syrian refugee family that hasn't seen each other for 10 years. Terry Fikowski has more on the family's long journey.
A mother anxiously awaits her daughter and young family to arrive at the Calgary International Airport, a reunion she's dreamt of for years.
I can't sleep and woke up just thinking about my daughter. She will to come soon.
This moment has been a decade in the making. A long-awaited embrace with her daughter, son-in-law, and 2 grandchildren she's never met until now.
Oh, everything now awesome. I'm so happy.
This is the best day of my life. I never felt this happy in my life together, all the family together.
After fleeing conflict in Syria in 2012, the Mohammed family took refuge in Jordan before coming to Canada in 2016. Their daughter, Bara, was expected to follow, but she was 19 and recently married, meaning she had to apply separately. Her application was denied due to concerns around her husband's Facebook activity, sparking a decade-long fight with the immigration system.
His uncle worked for the Syrian police. And so in the picture, he was carrying a gun. So there were some concerns with regards to that picture.
According to Global Affairs, Canada has resettled more than 100,000 Syrian refugees since 2015, with millions still in need of humanitarian aid due to ongoing conflict.
I'm very happy that they're here to get to build a new future. They don't get struggle or ever feel if they're ever going to wake up again.
The last time Bara saw her 3 siblings, they were only teenagers.
After here.
They'll now head home to Lethbridge, where the rest of the family has spent the 10 years building a new life.
I recently bought a house in Lethbridge, and I renovate the basement for her. This is the first time that we all together.
Noticeably absent is Bara's father, who passed away, but always hoped his daughter would come to Canada. The reunion marking the end of a long, painful separation and start of a new life together.
I feel like I'm dreaming. I can't believe it's actually happening.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News, Calgary.
An Airdrie man is charged with 3 counts of voyeurism after incidents at 2 local shopping malls. Police say the first incident happened in a change room at Sport Check in Chinook Centre on June 30th. A girl noticed a cell phone pointing up at her when she went into a fitting room, as she told her mother, who told store staff. Then on July 19th, at the Winners at Northland Mall, a woman noticed a man standing nearby and a phone on the floor of the change room. The man then fled the store. Police searched a home and seized 7 cell phones and a hard drive. 25-year-old Benjamin Ryan Turcotte is charged with 3 counts of voyeurism. 2 women have been charged after an animal cruelty investigation in northwestern Alberta. In September, Valley View RCMP started investigating allegations of animals in distress and animal cruelty. Police said the animals were in various states of distress on 2 properties operating as an animal rescue. A few had to be euthanized on site. 16 animal welfare agencies from across the province took in the cats, dogs, horses, and other livestock. The women are facing 2 criminal code offenses and 1 under the Animal Protection Act. A Calgary animal rescue group is also looking for a new home for 35 hamsters, including nearly 20 that have been taken in this month. They arrived after someone bought a hamster from a pet store and didn't realize the pet was pregnant. ARCS is looking for supplies and families looking to adopt the critters. Calgary is hosting the second Western Canada First Responders Mental Health Conference. Hundreds of professionals who deal with traumatic events are here for the event. It comes as many organizations face rising burnout rates, PTSD-related injuries, and staff shortages.
Trauma-exposed professionals, as a nature of their job, are exposed to things on a more rapid basis than the general public would be, and see trauma as a part of their job, because, you know, as it's often said, they're the ones that run towards danger when all the smart people run away from it.
Keynote speaker, Olympian and physician Dr. Haley Wickenheiser spoke at the conference today. Calgary will soon get a new live-in mental health facility for children. CASA Mental Health will break ground in Northeast Calgary next spring. The new facility will serve 80 kids dealing with depression, anxiety, and ADHD. It will be partly funded using a $75 million investment announced by the province earlier this year. The goal is to open it next fall. New data shows more than 35,000 households left the Greater Toronto area in the past year, and many of them ended up here in Alberta. Environics Analytics found about 3% of those departing the GTA relocated to Calgary. That's about 2,500 families, making Calgary the top non-Ontario destination. Experts say affordability is a major driver as younger people and growing families look for more room and a lower cost of living. The province will be testing the emergency alert system tomorrow. Now, the alert is set for 1:55 p.m. on television, radio, website, social media, and the Alberta Emergency Alert mobile app. Regular testing is typically held every May and November and keeps Albertans informed during emergencies like tornadoes, wildfires, floods, and amber alerts. Well, we had a blast of snow today, but expect a sunny day tomorrow. Gina's up with the details next in her forecast.
A brief blast of winter weather for Calgary and parts of southern Alberta throughout the afternoon and early evening, but already starting to see much of that precipitation dissipate over the city, allowing for some nice clearing conditions as we head into midweek Wednesday. More sunshine on tap, and temperatures will trend back towards above seasonal with a really nice high by Friday. But taking a look at the temperatures for today, we only managed to get to a high of 0, which I know looks and certainly feels cool, but the normal high for this time of year is 1 degree. So we really aren't that far away from normal right now. We just have had such a pleasant November so far with a lot of sunshine and mild conditions that, yeah, we definitely notice what winter actually feels like when it does make its presence known. But by tomorrow, back up to above seasonal with a high of 4 degrees, 7 in Lethbridge and 6 over in Medicine Hat. And as this jet stream continues to readjust over Alberta, we'll get even warmer by Thursday and Friday. So there's that ridge starting to develop by tomorrow. So that'll keep things pretty calm, sunny, not very strong winds, but the winds will start to pick up as this jet stream flattens out as we get into late Thursday and into Friday. So we call that a zonal flow when that jet stream is very west to east, and that will result in winds likely picking up to about 20 to 40 kilometers an hour for Friday, but that helps warm things up as well to a nice high of 9 degrees. Saturday's looking pretty good too. Even Sunday, it'll get a little cooler out there with maybe a chance of some flurries, but really slightly above seasonal still. It's late next week, or I should say early next week, probably right around Tuesday, that we'll really start to feel more of a cooler air mass start to track into the province for a more sustained period of time. And with the colder air, likely some on and off flurries throughout the rest of November. And we're getting close to November wrapping up. This is the second last week after all. And look at this forecast for your 5-day forecast here. We're seeing lots of sunshine tomorrow and really throughout the next 5 days. Again, that peak high of 9 degrees on Friday to kickstart the weekend, which is looking pretty lovely for the most part. Just could be a few flurries on Sunday afternoon.
Thanks, Gina. UCP's men's hockey team is off to a great start. While there are a lot of new faces this year, a returning member has stepped up as a leader. The Grey Cup champions paraded through Regina this afternoon past thousands of fans cheering on their Rough Riders. Quarterback Trevor Harris told fans he's thankful for their support, and the Riders will try for a repeat win when the big game is hosted by Calgary next year. The Calgary Flames are in Chicago to play the Hawks tonight.
Jolts of energy if they can get on the scoreboard here. Kadri cross, Coronado scores! What a setup from Kadri.
The Flames were down 2 when Matt Coronado gets a power play goal with less than a minute left in the second period. Calgary loses 5-2. The Flames are on the road for 6 of the next 7 games, including tomorrow when they play the Sabres in Buffalo. The World Junior Hockey Championship is returning to Alberta next year. The games will take place in Edmonton and Red Deer. Rogers Place will be the main venue, hosting 17 games, including both semifinals and the medal games. Red Deer will host 14 games, and a few other Alberta communities may be used for pre-tournament training and practices. Next year's World Juniors kick off on December 26th and wrap up January 5th. The U of C men's hockey team is on the road this weekend. They're in Winnipeg for a pair of games against the Bisons. So far this year, the captain has been leading the way, Glenn Campbell.
But he ends up with it anyway. Stewart in front, and there's the opening goal.
The U of C Dinos are off to one of their best starts in program history. The Dinos have jumped out of the gate with a 12-2 record and are in first place in the Canada West East Division.
Yeah, we're just finding ways to win games right now. I'd say we're exceeding expectations for sure going into the year with the coaches poll and everything. So yeah, we found chemistry as a team with so many new guys early on.
The Dinos started the season with 17 new players. Head coach Mark Howell admits he wasn't sure what to expect, but he's been pleasantly surprised.
We're quite happy with where we're at, obviously, and I guess, if you would have asked me in August, I'd probably be surprised at 12-2, but as we went through preseason, started the regular season, we felt we had a chance to be a pretty good team.
Anderson fires that one in, deflects, loose puck in front, and they score!
Kid has played a big role in the fast start. The 23-year-old leads the league in scoring with 6 goals and 23 assists in 14 games.
Yeah, found some confidence. Had a tough goal last year with some injuries, so I didn't really get my feet under me at all last year. And then this year, had a good offseason and came in with high expectations for myself and found some confidence early.
This is Kid's last year with the Dinos, and he wants to make it a good one. He's embraced the role of being a leader on the team.
We had 8 or 9 graduate last year, so there was obviously some needed leadership to replace those guys, and so I just kind of took what I learned from them, and along with the veteran guys we have this year, we're all figuring it out together with all the new guys, and it's gone well so far.
Howell has high praise for his captain.
He's had a really good start, and he's a leader. He leads by example. He's in great shape. He's an academic All-Canadian in school, so he lives and breathes what it means to be a Dino hockey player.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Thanks for staying up late with us.